Okay, so today I'm making Instant Pot chili. I'm making it in the Instant Pot Mini, so this is only for like 2 or 3 people. Um, and before you start out, you need olive oil. You also need ground beef. You need an onion, and you have to dice it first. You also need chili powder, and I'm not going to put chili powder in because I'm sensitive to hot pepper. I like mild chili better. You also need garlic powder, and you need some cumin. I've got some somewhere here. Cumin. And you can add hot pepper sauce if you want to. Of course, again, I'm not going to do that. You also need some salt and some pepper, ground pepper, which I have here somewhere. Well, there it is. Black pepper and some canned beans. Let's see, where are those? Oh, I have red kidney beans here. And you also need some tomato sauce. I don't need this much. You only need about a cup of tomato sauce for the mini Instant Pot. Also some broth. I'm using chicken broth because it's easier to find in Taiwan. But you can use beef broth. So anyway, first, to start out, you need to chop your vegetables. I'm also going to use some bell pepper. As you can tell, I have not chopped many vegetables in my life, so there's some seeds there. I don't know. I'm going to throw those away. So I reckon that's chopped enough. I'm not sure. I can see Gordon Ramsay berating me for my knife skills, or lack thereof. Alright, so that is the bell pepper chopped up. So now I'm going to chop the onion. I bought this onion already peeled and washed. I'm sure you can probably get them already chopped in the US, but Taiwan has not advanced that far yet. So I'm chopping up the onion. Hopefully I don't cry. I don't think I have to chop it that much. Okay, let's see. There's the other half. I have a dull knife too, so that doesn't help. Your knife should be sharp. I'm having to tear off the larger pieces because my knife is so dull. There we go. I think they're pretty well chopped. They'll probably fall apart under the pressure cooking in the Instant Pot anyway, so I don't have to cut them too fine. Okay, I've added my onion and bell pepper to the pot, and it says you're supposed to add the ground beef, so I'm gonna add that. This is probably totally wrong. Oh, wait a minute. I know what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to heat up the pot. I haven't even plugged it in. Alright, so I'm going to plug in the pot. Oh, that's pressure cook. Wrong setting. Let's see. Saute. There it is. Okay, I'm going to turn it on saute. Hey, you're supposed to add a little bit of olive oil. Hey, you're supposed to add that first. I'm just going to sprinkle some on top of the onions and the bell pepper since I forgot to do that. There we go. A little bit of olive oil. And I guess add the beef in. It looks like a lot of beef. It's supposed to be about a pound of beef, I think. Alright, there it is. Okay. I think I was supposed to let the pot heat up before I did that. But while it's heating up, I'm going to add the seasoning. So it says I'm supposed to add garlic powder, a half tablespoon. So I have some measuring spoons here. There's a tablespoon, a quarter teaspoon, half a teaspoon. Well, good grief. I don't know what a half tablespoon is, but I'll guess. So I've got some garlic powder here. Let's see. Oh, that was cumin. Hang on. Oh yeah, half tablespoon of garlic powder. Okay. So here's the garlic powder. Watch me make a mess. I'd say that's about a half. Maybe not. Let me add some more. Okay. So there's the garlic powder. I'm going to sprinkle that in. Then the cumin. It also says about a half tablespoon of cumin. I guess that's close. Alright, and then a teaspoon of salt. Let me find that one. That's a half teaspoon. Alright. Teaspoon of salt. There we go. Oh, and it says you're supposed to drain the kidney beans before you put them in. But you're not supposed to put them in before this stuff sautés. Actually, this looks like a lot of stuff for the mini Instant Pot. So I'm not so sure about this. We'll see how it turns out. So it says you're supposed to saute until the meat is no longer pink. So I'm gonna pause here for a minute and let this cook. Alright, so the meat is starting to brown a little bit. It says to keep browning until it's not pink anymore. So I think we're about there. This stuff is smelling good. I think I could eat it without the beans or the other stuff. But according to the recipe, when you get the beef browned, you're supposed to deglaze. That's one of those fancy cooking terms with broth. So you, in the mini Instant Pot, you use about a cup of broth. I'm using chicken broth again because it's easier to find here in Taiwan. So you deglaze with that. You scrape the bottom of the pot to avoid the dreaded burn message in the Instant Pot. I think the key to cooking in the Instant Pot is to add plenty of liquid to whatever you're cooking, because I've never had any trouble, and I've heard so many people say that they have got the burn notice on the Instant Pot. I've never had that happen. So you need to add plenty of liquid. Now once you've deglazed, you're supposed to turn off the heat. And you're supposed to add a cup of tomato sauce. So I'm going to do that next. Okay, so I'm adding the cup of tomato sauce in there. Now it says if you're using fatty ground beef, you're supposed to drain the fat before you stir in this other stuff. I picked some pretty lean beef, so I think I'm okay. I don't think I'll have to drain the grease. Maybe it won't clog my arteries. Alright, this is looking pretty good. Also, I'm kind of combining two recipes here. The other recipe says that you need to use a can of diced tomatoes, so I'm going to add that next. Now, this is a weird thing about Taiwan. Most people don't use can openers. Now, I bought one last time I was home at the Dollar Tree, but it's not very good. I would not recommend buying can openers from the Dollar Tree. So I had to use that on the tomato sauce, but for the peeled tomatoes they actually have a tab. I don't even have to use a can opener, which is much better. So I'm going to add these diced tomatoes in there. It looks wonderful already. Diced tomatoes and beef and onions and bell pepper. That smells good. Okay, now I'm going to add the 15 ounces of kidney beans. One recipe says just drain them. The other one says rinse and drain. I'm just going to put them in drained. I think that's good enough. So I'm going to add the kidney beans in there. And in Taiwan, they're not that common. I had to go to 3 different stores to find kidney beans. Evidently, Taiwanese people are not too big on kidney beans or chili. So this stuff, it looks great. But it's not finished yet. It's going to have to cook. Now, one recipe says cook on the bean setting for 20 minutes. The other one says just put it on pressure cook for 25 minutes. So I'm going to try 25 minutes pressure cook. Alright, I think everything's pretty well stirred up in there. Of course, if you like heat, you would probably put whatever chilies you like in there. Okay, here we go. Hopefully I haven't left anything out of the pot. If not, if I have, at this point it's too late. I'm putting the lid on. Make sure the lid is in the sealing position, and turn it, and it'll make a neat little beeping noise. That means it's sealed. Now I'm going to set pressure cook for 25 minutes on high. There we go. 25 minutes. Pressure cook. Turn off keep warm. And we'll come back in 25 minutes and see what we have. Okay, so the Instant Pot has finished cooking 25 minutes on pressure. And the recipe says you're supposed to let it sit and depressurize by itself for 10 minutes. And then open the pressure valve to let it depressurize all the way. So I'm going to wait about 10 minutes and then depressurize the rest of the way. While I'm doing that, I'm going to cook some toast in the toaster oven. You can't have chili without some kind of bread or crackers. Okay, so the chili is finished. It's time to open the pressure valve and see what happened. Okay, stand back when you open the pressure valve because it will spray steam all over. And wait until the metal pressure indicator beside the steam valve goes down before you open the pot. Okay, so the indicator dropped down. It's safe to open and it will make that little beeping noise. Alright, and there's the chili. Now, one of the recipes says if your chili is a bit too thin for you, you can add some a mixture of a tablespoon of cornstarch and a tablespoon of water. But I think this is okay for me. I'm going to let it cool down a little bit, and then I'll dish it out. It smells good. Okay, I'm going to spoon it into the dish. Add some toast. And finished. So Jason, what do you think about my Instant Pot chili?
That's the best chili I've ever tried. Really. I think I haven't tried such a delicious chili in my life. I think you beat the most of, restaurant.